Welcome back to the Ford Ranger ABT Brim Grand Final from Lake Macquarie. Serene and placid morning here on day 3. And Steve, what will our final 4 expect from these conditions?
Well, there's going to be a lot less pressure on the fish because there's fewer anglers out there. The pressure is in the anglers' minds. It's the biggest days brimming in their life, and Australia's watching.
Well, Ben, it's all come down to this final moment. Are you a little bit tense?
No, not too bad, Steve. If I was on top, I would be tense. Got to try and keep that title up there. But since I'm coming 4th, I'm going to be the hunter today and try and chase the boys down.
Good luck.
Thanks, mate.
Let's cross now to Matty Campbell and Steve Morgan to call all the action of the start.
Thanks, Starlo. We're getting set for this very important day. We have levelled the playing fields, our pros in identical boats.
But they're carrying their weights through from the first 2 days. So 4th place Ben Godfrey has around half a kilo to catch on the event leader, Steve Wheeler from Victoria.
I'm feeling a bit nervous, like I do at the start of most competitions, but not nervous about beating anybody, just nervous about trying to find some fish and catch them.
One man who's used to this sort of pressure is Scott Towner.
Everyone fishes hard all year just to make it, and then you get there and there's 50 of the best guys in the country out there fishing, and yeah, to finish on top of that field would be awesome.
The time for talk is over. Soon we'll know who will be the champion. Soon we'll know who will join the AFC. The Ford Ranger clock counts down. The siren sounds, and we are underway in what promises to be a magnificent day's angling. Who will handle the pressure the best? Who will be our winner at the end of the day?
Here we go, ABT Grand Final 2007.
And as our final 4 head to their first location, let's check out the weather for today. We've seen it's very mild conditions, little or no chance of rain. The wind light to moderate coming out of the northeast. Headed for a top temperature of 26, low tide in about 40 minutes' time.
And of course, Lake Macquarie is the largest coastal saltwater lake in Australia, and there's a massive volume of water going in and out of that Swansea Channel. We're going to see the guys fishing everything from these shallow flats to the high current areas down near the bridge.
And that's where we find Ben Godfrey representing Team Club Marine.
See the fish hold up beyond these eddies out of the current while it's rushing. They hang back. They can come up to about 50 metres beyond the pylons. I found them, so it's a good spot for them just to hold out of the current and just wait for bait to come through. There's fish schooling up on the sander. Try and get over the top of them and see if we can pick a couple out.
And Ben Godfrey's proved in qualifying for this event that he is a master of fishing clear water down deep.
Little bite. There we go.
He's on, and it's a good start for Ben. Just a few moments ago, he caught a fish that wasn't quite legal. Now, if this one is, remember he's in 4th position. It'll be the perfect start for him to give him the confidence to chase the other 3 anglers.
There's a touch bigger fish. A little bit legal. About 25, maybe 26.
A very good start indeed by our youngest competitor. Now over to Stephen Wheeler, who's representing Team Shimano. Tell us a bit more about our leader after day 2.
Steve Wheeler is one of the 2 Victorians in this top 4. He's a great skilled angler on the mainland, but his skills also transferred to Tasmania, where he caught his personal bests.
There are literally thousands of moored boats on Lake Macquarie, and that's exactly where Stephen Wheeler has decided he wants to start.
Oh, that's bottom. No, that's a fish. That's a fish. Don't know what sort of fish though. It might be a big flathead, I'd reckon. Yeah, it's definitely a flathead. I was after fish and chips. I'll be very happy about now.
One thing about the moored boats in Lake Macquarie is that every single one has a sand patch underneath it where the mooring chain rubs in little circles and clears the weed out. Flathead love those weed patches, and if you let your lure sink too deep, that's what's going to jump on your line.
Nice fish, but not what we're after.
Disappointment there for Stephen Wheeler. Now back to Ben Godfrey. He's on again. It could be number 2. He's enjoying having the whole Swansea Bridge to himself.
I've only got 3 pound leader on, so I've got to sort of play him a bit lighter in the current as well. No point rushing it when you're out in the open.
Ben's displaying an old head on young shoulders here. As soon as he gets that fish out from the structure of the bridge, he's going very easy on it. He knows the danger of pulling that hook out of the fish's mouth because that fish isn't safe until it's in the net. He needs every fish today to make up his deficit.
My next legal fish. 1/6 done the job. First cast on the 1/6.
Steve, for our non-anglers watching at home, what does he mean by 1/6?
Well, what Ben's done is he's probably upgraded the size of his jig head from probably a 16th or a 24th of an ounce right up to 1/6 of an ounce. What that lets him do is to get that little bait down deeper and right to where the fish are holding tight against the pylons. And you can see it's working for him.
Well, he is certainly setting the pace early here on day 3.
Makes 2.
Now for our first look at Scott Towner, representing Team Berkeley, our leader after day one, currently second after day two. We've seen him many times on AFC, but Steve, what about a little bit more about Scotty Towner?
Well, Scott Towner is the top-ranked bream angler in Australia, bar none. He's won the Australian Open twice, but he's yet to win the ABT Bream Grand Final, and that is one of his career goals.
Yeah, good fish. Oh, he's going to get me. No, he's on the top now. Once he's on the top, you just keep him coming.
And you can see the incredibly shallow water that Scotty Towner's fishing here. He's fishing a top water lure, and it's possibly the only lure you could fish in this situation which won't get stuck in the weed.
Oh, there he is. This is illegal, the first one. Sort of settled the nerves. As I said, he nearly had me a couple of times. A little bit bigger and he probably would have got me there, but it's a start. Not a big fish, but in a tournament like this where 5 will be hard to come by, every fish counts, so he's quite a good start.
The scoreboard has started ticking over. Who'll make the most of their opportunities? We'll find out when we return after the break.